turning pages, night turning days. I'm tired of waiting. I gotta make it.
Is unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Like you can't be a player doing that. You just can't. Like that's unacceptable. That is completely unacceptable. Like, because if this was any other player doing that, he would be out the league. He would sincerely be like,
it's really Ben Simmons
that's unacceptable.
His value, Ben Simmons has value on other aspects of the floor, really. When he's not,
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what saved him. But had it not been for, he would sincerely be out the come on, like we all understand how special he can be. His potential is obvious. Anybody who watch basketball, who know basketball, knows if you got a 6'10" point guard that can average 10 assists, that can average 10 rebounds, who can lock up 1 through 5. Well. Yeah, he can play 1 through 5. He can and he's mediocre. Well, he's lower than mediocre from the free throw line. But you understand that if he were to shoot the ball, he can be a legitimate superstar in the league. Why isn't that said player taking shots? Like that's low-key the reverse thing ever. Like usually people want to take shots, and we usually get on him for taking too many shots, but he's not taking those shots. Like Joel Embiid desperately needs him to take those shots. And in Cleveland, yes, he wouldn't have the pressure to right away, you get what I'm saying, shoot, let's say 22,000 threes, but we would still need him. If we're talking about making some noise in the playoffs or developing our core, especially when it comes to trusting Ben Simmons, he would have to pull it at least 2 threes a game at the minimum. Like, and I think that's really realistic for Ben Simmons, honestly. Like, because he can, like I said, I agree with you. He can be a superstar. It's just right now he's not living up to what his expectations was coming out of the draft, for sure. Because it was some people that was comparing him to LeBron James, like that was his ceiling, was Bron. So,
like I said, my only concern really is mainly the price, and that's because they're asking. I think they're asking for too much.
Oh, the price is. Yeah, the price is.
I was thinking, really, is there a reason Kobe Allman really wants him? Really, I mean, you've seen the reports about it. Shams
yeah, but that's also why Kobe Allman hasn't made a move yet either.
Well, the reason he made a move really is because of COVID.
We didn't make no move because of COVID. Trust me, because Cavs got the assets, we did not make that move because of COVID. As close as we are to a hunt for the playoff, we didn't make that move because of COVID. I can guarantee you that. Because as aggressive as Kobe Altman was to get Rondo, that wasn't because of no COVID. That's because he still don't trust.
Not really. That's what Sam said. Really, around the league, it's because people are making moves because of COVID. That's what Sam said.
They ain't doing. I know they ain't doing that because of COVID. They're not doing that because of COVID. They're not making that because of COVID for sure. Especially how they got the policies now, where a player they can be on protocol and they can come back within. I think they moved it to 5 days now. After
not really. It's because really we're still trading guys really while we don't have guys on the roster, and like, you know what I mean, like.
But that's still not because of COVID. Because worst case scenario, the game gets postponed and you still have to play the game at a later part. So that's not because of COVID. Especially because for a playoff contending team anyway, you want those down the stretch games anyway. So that's not because of COVID. Now, if it was the old policy where you couldn't get the player like literally for like 2 weeks, yeah, because because then you would have like literally 8 players. You're not gonna get 2 weeks, so you like literally just can't contend. Got to forfeit, but that's not I'm almost certain, but I'm almost certain. But on the topic of Rondo, and I guess this will be our last segment for today. How do you feel about him? You think that was a good move by Kobe, or did you expect a little bit more?
So really, I think it's a good move. And I just think it's good because look, we get a guy for cheap. All we have to do is trade Denzel Valentine, really. Denzel Valentine. That's it. A guy who has legit playoff experience. He's shown it in the playoffs. Really. Shown it. He's not maybe the guy he used to be, but he still can make up somewhat for the playmaking that Rubio provided. You're not asking him, like with Rubio, you're not asking him to shoot. You're not asking him to shoot. You're just asking him to provide a veteran presence and to do what he does best, which is pass the ball. Like in LA, really, you had sometimes I saw these lineups where they would play Rondo and Westbrook and Dion and Rondo Westbrook. I'm like, that's not gonna work. That's not working. I feel like we wouldn't do that here in Cleveland. So I feel like it's a much better fit here.
I agree with you full-heartedly. You could not have said that any better, honestly. I got nothing to rebuttal. I couldn't have said that any better. Because like I said, I do feel like Rondo playmaking wise can at least compensate what we lost in Rubio. Offensively, I don't think he's compensating that, but
really, another thing, really. We didn't give up much. We only give up Denzel Valentine. This allows us to be able to have the assets to make a move to get like a Karis LeVert or still get a Cam Reddish or still get a like an actual wing, another ball handler. Like this allows us to still have the assets to make those type of moves because we don't have to go out and like spend a bunch of picks on another on a backup point guard and decrease our chances at getting in other areas of positions of need. Like, if you know what I mean. Like spending assets on backup point guard when we have other positions of need. This allows us to go out and make another move to get other positions of need. So, yeah.
All right. So, with all that being said, I would like to thank you, Ant, for joining the podcast, brother, man. Are you sure it's nothing you want to advertise or anything? Because, of course, I'm going to have your Twitter somewhere on this video this time. But
I think I'm good, brother. I think I'm good.
All right, man. So, with all that being said, y'all, ghosts.
That's Atlantis with that money.